Hey, thanks for meeting me. I won't take long. I just wanted to tell you that I don't think things are working out. I don't think you're right for me. Um, I'm not feeling the love. I'm feeling bored. And I think it's time that I move on and find somebody better suited to my taste. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not you. It's not you. I'm sure there are people out there who love you. It's just not me. I think I'm the girl who needs a little more romance. I need a dead body or two, maybe a hot cop or something. Sorry, but I digress. You're amazing. You're beautiful. You're gonna look amazing on my bookshelf. But I think it's time we end this. I had a debate with my husband a while back about a book that I was struggling to get through. And he had a teacher in high school who had always told him, you need to finish a book to completion. You don't ever stop reading a book, give it a chance, finish it. Then you can tear it a new one, but at least read to completion. So my husband, who is not a book reader, by the way, believes that you should always finish a book to completion because that's what he was taught to do. I, on the other hand, apparently have commitment issues, and I will ghost a book as soon as I get bored. These are the books I've ghosted so far. Don't kill me. So, the three books I'm going to talk about are books that I ghosted for three different reasons. I honestly can't say none of them share anything in common as far as why I stopped reading them. Um, the first one that I will talk about, oddly enough, I really love the author. I've read several of her other books. So when I saw this book and what it was about, I just knew I was going to love it. It just sounded right up my alley. So I'm feeling definitely super guilty in ghosting Kira Cass in The Betrothed. Um, Definitely am feeling the guilt here. It's a really good story in the sense of its plot or what it's supposed to be about. Basically, a girl who's all but been selected by the king to be the next queen. Like he's been, playing the field for a minute, but it sounds like he's finally made his choice and it's about to be her. And her life is about to drastically change for the better, but she falls in love with somebody who's way below her station. With a plot like that, I'm all for it. I was down for that kind of love story. Yes, pull me away from a king. I want to see this book. This is going to be amazing. Struggle through it quite a bit. It's not a bad book. I was just kind of bored. I kind of was just rolling through the motions, waiting for everything to start. And then you start to realize, man, how many chapters deep am I? And I'm still waiting for things to start. And then I officially ghosted it when it got to the first kiss scene of who is going to be the love interest. And I didn't even realize he was the love interest. I was imagining him as some little kid. I mean, not like a little kid, but like a teenager ish kid that just, oh, you're the love interest? He's going to leave the king for you? Okay. I mean, it's not a bad book. I will honestly say that I ghosted it, but there is at least a small chance I will go back and finish it because I did feel a little guilty reading it. But at the time, I really wanted this feel good romance kind of story, and it just wasn't cutting it. And versus dragging my way through it like my husband's teacher told him to do, I totally bailed. I'll call you. The second book I've ghosted this year, I totally ghosted for a reason that y'all are probably gonna come for me for, but to each their own. Can I please just say this? This book is called The Hookup Plan, and it's by Farah Rashan. I'm probably butchering her name. Please look her up. She seems amazing. Um, it's a contemporary romance. Uh, it sounded really great on paper. Two high school nemesises bump into each other. That's the right word. Nemesis, nemesis, nemesis. Anyway, two people who did not like each other from high school bump into each other at the high school reunion, and it's supposed to be like this whole story about how they end up going from nemesises from high school. That's the word I'm going to choose to stick with. Don't be judging. Nemesises, and they end up, I guess, falling in love through the story. I don't know because I bailed on chapter 7. The reason why I ghosted this book, though I feel more confident than the other two books on my desk right now that I would come back to this one before I would go back to the other two. Because the only reason I ghosted it was a little smuttier than I like to read, if I'm being honest. If you like a lot of smut in your romance, this is your book. Get this book. You're going to enjoy it. I'll put a link below for you. It'll be our little secret that you're dirty like that. But get this book. It was cool. It was interesting. It was hot. But I am definitely an old lady at that age of I want more conversation. I want deeper connections. And when every time it comes time to y'all need to talk, you guys are just pulling off clothes, I start getting annoyed. Like, can you keep your legs closed for 5 minutes to fix this problem? So I totally bailed when I finally thought they're going to get to a moment and have it out and like deal with some crap, and they just end up at a hotel room. That's when I realized this is not the story for me. This is the story for one of my cousins who likes that dirty stuff. I will be texting her today. Get this book. So I won't say I won't go back to it because the premise does sound good. Definitely got some fun characters in it. I will probably go back to it, but I'll probably wait till I'm more in the mood for something smuttier. But that's not right now. Next. Now, the last book I have ghosted this year, I don't know why I'm so nervous of this one. I feel like so many people love it that they're just going to come for me when I show them what book it is. The Guest List, Lucy Foley. When I read the back of this book and the first chapter, I want to read it. Come on. I told you I like dead bodies and cops and, the murder mystery. Come on. We should totally be tight, but we're just not, because she did something weird on me in the second chapter and my brain just kind of melted and I can't seem to get over it. And I've tried twice to read this book. So in the first chapter, it's basically implying that there's a wedding or reception during a thunderstorm. There's some bloody footprints and there's some drama. I loved how the first chapter was written, but I struggled in the second because the tenses change a little. Like the first chapter was written very well in a third person kind of way. And then suddenly second chapter, we're in a first person to this other character. And it just, for some reason, I found it super jarring. And I confess, I know that's probably a dumb reason to bail on a book. But when I first was reading it, it really like jolted me out of the story. Like, I do not understand what's happening here. Like, what is happening? And as I kept going, I realized suddenly it's doing that thing where it's jumping from character to character. And it was confusing to me. I don't know how to explain why I'm struggling to get on board. So it got ghosted probably back in 2022 and then again this year. I don't think this book is ever going to get read. I would 100% read the other two books before I probably come back to this one, because for some reason, When I think of the other two books, I'm thinking, okay, the other one will get better. Okay, the second one, it's going to be smutty, but it'll probably be a good book. This one just makes me want to grab a bottle of Excedrin and just go, okay, just make your peace with it. So basically, yeah, maybe we'll grab lunch sometime and just see where things go. Yeah, you're going to be a one-night stand possibly one day when I'm feeling really low self-esteem and I don't really care what's going to happen in the morning. And you are so ghosted. You're just ghosted. Don't come for me. Don't come for me. Oh, brother. Well, thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments if you've read any of these books and whether you agree or disagree. If they turned out to be amazing reads, let me know. Maybe it'll inspire me to try to give them another chance. Probably not, but it could happen. State your piece in the comments. I will leave links below just in case you are curious about any of them and want to check them out for yourself, especially if they sound like they're more up your alley instead of mine. Definitely check them out. I always will nod to authors because it's a labor of love. I'm sure they're good stories. They're just not good fits for me. So if they definitely sound like they're up your alley, definitely check them out. Support your authors. Definitely look them up, see how you like them, and let me know what you think of them. Thanks for watching, y'all. Bye.